Welcome back, young witches and wizards. In this video, we're going to learn a little bit about Floo powder. We're going to read a little bit about it, and then we're going to look at a replica. If you want to know how we make it, we'll talk about that later. The first time we learn about Floo powder is in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It's in a chapter called At Flourish and Blots. And it's when Harry has gone to the Weasleys at the Burrow, and they are traveling to Diagon Alley to buy their books. Mrs. Weasley woke them all early the following Wednesday. After a quick half a dozen bacon sandwiches each, they pulled on their coats, and Mrs. Weasley took a flower pot off the kitchen mantelpiece and peered inside. "We're running low, Arthur," she said. "We'll have to buy some more today." "Ah, well, guests first. After you, Harry dear." She offered him the flower pot. Harry stared at them, all watching him. "What am I supposed to do?" he stammered. "He's never traveled by Floo powder," said Ron suddenly. "Sorry, Harry, I forgot." "Never?" said Mr. Weasley. "But how did you get to Diagon Alley to buy your supplies last year?" "I went on the underground." "Really?" said Mr. Weasley eagerly. "Were there escapaders?" "How exactly?" "Not now, Arthur," said Mrs. Weasley. "Floo powder's a lot quicker. But goodness me, if you've never used it before—" "He'll be all right, Mum," said Fred. "Harry, watch us first." He took a pinch of the glittering powder out of the flower pot, stepped up to the fire, and threw the powder in the flames. With a roar, the fire turned emerald green and rose higher than Fred, who stepped right into it, shouted, "Diagon Alley," and vanished. "You must speak clearly, dear," Mrs. Weasley told Harry, as George dipped his hand into the flower pot. "And mind you get out at the right gate." "The right what?" said Harry nervously, as the fire roared and whipped George out of sight too. "Well, there are an awful lot of wizard fires to choose from, you know, but as long as you've spoken clearly—" "He'll be fine, Molly, don't fuss," said Mr. Weasley, helping himself to Floo powder too. "But dear, if he got lost, how would we ever explain to his aunt and uncle?" "They wouldn't mind," Harry reassured her. "Dudley would think it was a brilliant joke if I got lost up a chimney. Don't worry about that." "Well, all right. You go after Arthur," said Mrs. Weasley. "Now, when you get into the fire, say where you're going. And keep your elbows tucked in," Ron advised. "And your eyes shut," said Mrs. Weasley. "The soot—" "Don't fidget," said Ron, "or you might fall out at the wrong fireplace. But don't panic and get out too early. Wait until you see Fred and George." Trying hard to bear all this in mind, Harry took a pinch of Floo powder and walked to the edge of the fire. He took a deep breath, scattered the powder into the flames, and stepped forward. The fire felt like a warm breeze. He opened his mouth and immediately swallowed a lot of hot ash. "Diagon Alley," he coughed. So, Harry makes it to Diagon Alley, we know that. But the Floo powder magic is right here. So here's our Floo powder. And this is one of the things that we sometimes get a chance to create in the summer. It's pretty simple. All you need are Epsom salts and food coloring and a little bit of glitter. Get your jar, mix it all together. You've got Floo powder. Sparkly green Floo powder.